Place the garment on a flat surface like a table or on the floor. Make sure that no mattresses or cushions are used. Way to measure a shoulder for anarkalis, salwar suits and blouses. Place the garment on a flat even surface and measure from your left lowest point of the shoulder to the right lowest point of the shoulder. For widened necks or deeper necks, do not stretch or widen it. Way to measure the front and back neck depth for all types of outfits. Make a mark at the center point of the blouse on the shoulder line. Measure 3.5 inches from the center point on both sides to form the neck point. From the neck point, measure the front and the back neck depth. Way to measure an armhole. Place the garment on a flat even surface. Measure from the arm point alongside the curving point of the armhole. Way to measure the bust circumference. Measure the bust circumference half inch below the armhole from the left to the right of the garment. Way to measure the bust circumference of a blouse. Place the blouse on a flat even surface. Mark half inch below the arm point. Fold the blouse on this half inch level and measure from one end to the other end with a slight stretch. Way to measure the bust circumference. For padded outfits like anarkalis or salwar suits or blouses, make sure that the garment is inside out. Place the measuring tape half inch below the arm point and with a gentle ease, measure till the right side of the side seam. Way to measure the waist circumference for 32 to 36 bust circumference. Place the garment on a flat surface and mark 13 to 14 inches from the high point shoulder, and from the 14 inches waist level, measure from the left to the right to form the waist circumference. Way to measure the waist circumference for 38 to 44 bust size. Measure 15 to 16 inches from the high point shoulder to form the waist level. Measure your left to the right on the waist level to achieve the waist circumference. Way to measure the waist circumference of a blouse. This implies for all short blouses. Measure from one end to the other end on the hemline of the blouse to achieve the waist circumference. Way to measure the hip circumference. Place the garment flat on an even surface and measure the hip level from the high point shoulder till the slit level. Measure from your left to the right on the hip level to achieve the hip circumference. Way to measure an A-line or a straight kameez. Place the garment on a straight, flat, even surface. Place the measuring tape on the high point shoulder, passing through the bust, and measure till the hemline of the kameez. To measure the length of any flight outfits like anarkalis or gowns, fold the outfit into two equal halves and measure from the high point shoulder to the hemline of the outfit. Way to measure the sleeve length and sleeve circumference. Measure from the arm joint to the sleeve hemline to form the sleeve length. Measure towards the sleeve hemline to achieve the sleeve circumference. This implies for all cap sleeves, short sleeves, elbow sleeves, 3x4 sleeves and churidar sleeves. To measure the length of any flared skirts or lehenga, fold the outfit into two equal halves and measure from the wearing waistline to the hemline of the skirt. Way to measure the wearing waist circumference for any bottom pant. Place the garment on a flat, even surface and measure from the left to the right of the wearing waist to achieve the circumference. Way to measure the length of any bottom pant like churidar, patiala or salwar. Place the garment flat on an even surface and measure from the wearing waist to the hemline of the churidar. Way to measure the thigh circumference for any bottom pant. Measure 1 inch below the crotch point to achieve the thigh level. Measure from one end to the other end on the thigh level to achieve the thigh circumference. Way to measure the knee length and the circumference of a churidar. Place the churidar on a flat, even surface and measure 20 to 21 inches from the bottom line of the yoke to form the knee level. Measure from one end to the other end of the knee level to achieve the knee circumference. Way to measure the calf length and the circumference of a churidar. Measure 15 to 16 inches from the bottom hemline of the churidar to form the calf level. Measure from one end to the other end on the calf level to achieve the calf circumference. Way to measure the ankle circumference of a churidar. Measure from the one end to the other end on the hemline of the churidar to achieve the ankle circumference.